We are live, and this is a packed session. And I'm just going to check first and foremost if I am live in LinkedIn and YouTube. And let me know if you are live or replay team. How are you feeling today? This will be exceptionally a short session, like 45, 50 minutes, maximum 60 minutes, by the way. But I think 45 minutes for 5 days. A really packed session for days from the 16 to the 5 days in a row. I was a bit like overwhelmed and busy and not feeling so good, but now I am feeling better, and I'm going to wrap up this marathon because this is so. First, I am checking if I am live on LinkedIn. Yes, I am audible live on LinkedIn. Then I'm going to check in YouTube. Normally I am in YouTube also on live and audible. All is fine. I love when technology is working fine, and I'm really blessed. So I am acknowledging that it was a last minute event. So if you are live, you are lucky because it was set up 5 minutes ago. And team, thank you so much for getting into my session. Like my name is Oli, which rhymes with messy. Not messy. Oh, but messy. That's me. Like Mr. Keith. This is my new mic. How are you thinking about my new mic? Bragging about my sound. I'm here for bragging about my voice. So today was is 20th of March, and National Day of Francophonie, it seems. As I said previously in my, feel free to watch the 20-minute session, I was talking about the fact that I would like to include it as a mother language, because Mother Language International Day was probably a few weeks ago, yet we are speaking and talking our mother 365, not only one day per year. And so a little are speaking modern languages outside of the English language, like Mandarin, Spanish, Portuguese, French, any language that in English, and that are living in the US. I don't know how far will it go, but it breaks my heart when a country, a region, a government is enforcing the official language, and despite the dozens and dozens of other languages. To bring the metaphor is like to if people are wanting cheese, then to impose as a cheese, you know. And if the people are choosing cheddar, cochon, or Munster, then the government say no, Camembert is tolerated. So of course it's a cheesy metaphor, but I think it's a vibe, you know. And it's also good for your brain. The more languages that you are, your brain will be muscling, because it's the brain could also, and also aging gracefully because the brain. So sans plus attendre, without waiting, I'm going first to spotlight CJ. Amazing to see you, CJ. So CJ, what a blessing. I cannot resist to also invite people on LinkedIn or on YouTube to join the stage, if they choose so. Of course, we are all busy, and is 45, 50 minute max. But here, thank you, CJ, for joining. People are incredible lucky to see me live because I was planning this session 10-15 minutes ago. So right now I'm going to bring the stage link of the restream on YouTube and also on. Sorry for that. It's because my mic is not probably in front of me. So thank you so much for this awareness. How are you feeling? I am Oli Pino, and I'm really happy to have an audience like CJ. You are incredible. So I would say, I don't know if in Filipino we say terima kasih, hello or thank you. I was learning that, but I was in Filipino. But I'm also Abemus J because I don't speak Latin, but I know some words about Latin. So I am going first to introduce day 16. So I think each of the days 10-minute maximum. Normally I do one day and I do like 30, 40, 45 minutes for one day. But this is a packed day, 5 days. So I'm really blessed to make it. No, I give up. No, I don't want to give up. I want to continue my marathon. This is a marathon, and it's okay to have a rest, especially if you have some business or some health issues. So, sans plus attendre, I'm going first to introduce the 16th day, the 6th about corps humain, which is the human body. And of course, I can recite the all elements in French, but I was thinking, why not to ask AI? So of course, I can say, okay, tête, œil, yeux, because there are two, nez, bouche, menton, cou. And I think I was also tapping into the power of AI to show me the different elements of the human body. So because you have also a translation in English and in Italian, I decided so that you have. Sorry for the mic sound. I'm going just to make it like. And I notice also there are some words that are not so much famous in French. But words most of the words I recognize. So I'm not going to translate them in English because you have them, but I'm going to pronounce them in French. That's the key because you have also the word in Italian, and the most important is the word in French. So I'm going first to go bit by bit. By the way, abrasion is the first time that I see that. So even as a native language speaker, that I'm not aware of or that I don't use all the days. Like, I'm going to muscle my abrasion. I abrasions. I don't know if you know this word, but I was not knowing. That's why the power of AI could be helpful. So with the article is really important. And first, I would say os, and you can say o, but I will advise you to say os because it's unequivocal. And so an os, that's one bone, and then des os or des os, but I would say des os. I'm wrong, but I'm a human being, and that's bone. Then there is le torse, and whenever you are seeing le, it's masculine. Whenever you are seeing la, it's feminine. And when you see le, you don't know if it's masculine or feminine, unless you know it, by the way. But maybe because there are many, because you can say one ear and 2 ears or ears. So une oreille and les oreilles. So that's an example. And feel free if you have any question, let me know. I'm really happy also to check if there are any comments. So I am just checking on LinkedIn if my audio is good enough. Yeah. Yes. So no, my audio is fine. Um, so feel free any way to have any comments or any question. Until then, I'm going back to the bodies. So le torse, dentaire, which is related to the teeth. So dent, D-E-N-T or D-E-N-T-S, because it's silent. You don't say in French dent or dent. You say dent. Whether it's singular or because the T or the TS is silent. Then, une oreille, les oreilles. And you notice the link also. That's also important. I will understand you if we say les oreilles. But for the fluidity, when there is a consonant and then a vocal or an H, then you are making the link. Z, les oreilles. Then le visage, les organes génitaux, les cheveux, or if you are talking about one, but it's really the only way that I see it in the singular is when there is a hair in the soup, by the way, un cheveu dans la soupe. But normally they are always plural. Les cheveux with les organes génitaux. Then same with les intestins. Because it's the term generic for multiple intestin grêle, intestin, le petit intestin, voilà. So it's a system, les intestins. Les articulations. Same, you can say l'articulation, but normally they are in plural. Les articulations. Les genoux, or then le genou, but then you have to precise if it's the left one or the right one. Le genou gauche, le genou droit. Else it's les genoux. And as you notice, as the S is not pronouncing the X neither. You don't say in French les genoux, you say les genoux. And there are multiple words, some 6 to 8 words, I think, that are having the X at the end, or UX. Caillou, hibou, genou, all these kind of things, you know. Les jambes, same. You can say also la jambe because it's a feminine. And then you precise la jambe gauche or la jambe droite. So it's les jambes. Then les muscles, same. Normally it's the whole system, the muscles. Else you say le muscle and then you precise the type of the muscle. Le nez, and you notice EZ, nez. Thank you. That's for the French, by the way. Les ovaires, les pores. That's for the, by the way. Les pores de la peau. Les pores. And there are many words that are pronouncing the same, but are written not the same. Don't confound it with don't confuse PORES with PORCS, because there will also les porcs, PORCS, but that's pigs, by the way, cochon. Then there is les quadriceps, la cage thoracique, then la peau, then les tendons. And back to la peau, by the way. Normally it's singular, but you can say also les peaux, but it's more like for the animals, you know, the tannery, when they are using the animal skins. And in that case, it's an X. It's also really important to know the spelling. So la peau, les peaux, with an X at the end. Tendons, les tendons, l'utérus. So same with the link and the fluidity of the pronunciation. when there is an article and a vocal or an H, you can say le utérus or le ovaire. It's incorrect, but I will understand you. But for the pronunciation, c'est un ovaire, l'ovaire, L apostrophe. That for the link. So that's also for the fluidity. Then les veines, les blessures, and then oula, no, this one I will skip because never heard of that. This one neither. I really don't know. By the way, it's a technical term. And then what I love, it's quite fun. It says la gueule, which is a familiar way of the face, by the way. But for me, zygomatic in French with IQUES, it's the muscle of the mouth. So ha 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 ha, the zygomatic. That's the most famous for laughing, by the way. The muscle of the mouth, probably for laughing. So that's it for the first day, and I'm a bit over at the agenda, but I'm going to check in Restream if I have any comment. Thank you so much. Hola Margaret, ¿qué tal? Muy bien. This is the Refrench Your Brain, and of course, I'm really happy to welcome you and thank you again. Also, CJ, I am doing better. Thank you. So that will conclude the first day, the day 16th, about le corps humain, the human body. And CORPS, corps. Then the 15th, it's about the senses. And in that case, I will not need the AI because there is probably more than five senses. I would say the sixth sense I can talk about that, but I would say about the five senses, and it's in French, it's le cinq sens. So 5, 5, CINC, and here I'm going just to post this. Welcome for the 17th of March, and I'm going to talk about the five senses and also the body to associate a verb about that. So the first sense is the sight, which is in French la vue, UI, and it's associated with the organs, the eyes, which are les yeux. So un œil, one eye, les yeux or deux yeux, two eyes. And then the verb that is voir, to see, VOIR. Je vois, tu vois, nous voyons. And so there is also an interesting word that is no common name that is voyant, like voyant, especially for the flash of the cars, the light of the car or the light of the traffic, voyant, or like le voyant de ma caméra, like there's a little light here, c'est un voyant, and that's a name, by the way. So voir, la vue, les yeux, l'œil. And then the second sense is l'audition. So audit, like in the Latin audit. So in it's audition. It's AUDITION, audition. You know, like it is also a term I think in English also is used for that, but in French it's also when you are preparing for a speech, like une audition, because they are you are acting. You know, and for the organs, les oreilles, which is the ears, and oreille, OREILLES, oreille. I might have some visuals in the comments afterwards to give that I'm telling. So oreille. And then there are two verbs that I see. Even a third verb that, but not so much common. And I think I'm going to type them because it's really yeah, because it's not so much common. So I will say first voir, and then there is also écouter. And the third one is not so much known, but it's really interesting etymologically because you will understand. So the first for the vision, the sight is voir. That's the verb. For listening, it's either entendre or écouter, and both are synonyms. There are some nuances because it's like I don't know. I might confund. One of them is about hearing, and then the other one is about hearing and understanding and paying attention. So that's very interesting. And then the third one is not so much known, and you notice the trema. The trema is to say pronounce me differently, and then the verb is ouïr, which is also to listen. And it's really interesting because it's an old one, and you might know already the word oui, which is yes. You, I reply oui, it's to affirm something. But initially it was for saying, oh, I heard you. Oui. And by the way, so entendre, écouter, I will say édition, but audition, but I think the best word is oui, by the way, which is OUIE, which is by describing a sense, you can say vision, you can use another word like regard, um, but normally I would say the sense for listening is l'ouïe, prof, oui, and also l'audition. Then the third sense is the taste. And really, really interesting. No, I apologize again for the sound, the mic, but I'm going to type it because it's really interesting. Because here, I'm going to talk about le troisième sens, goût and gustatif. So you notice the trema, the circumflex accent on top of the U, and it's to remember that there in historically there was another gust, like déguster. That's also a verb, like, or goûter, déguster, and it's gustatif. It's because in the ancient French there was a S that was then becoming the circumflex on top of the U, so gustatif. So that's really interesting. And then there is dégoût, which is disgust. So that's le goût, taste, goûter, and it's about the mouth and especially the tongue, la langue, goûter. And then the fourth sense is sentir, which is to sense, to smell. Sorry, to smells, to smell, sentir. It's about also the word l'odorat, sentir, l'odorat, and that's really interesting. And then the fifth and last one is le toucher, which is a touch, and it's about the skin, the sense of the skin. That's the fifth sense. And probably there are probably more than 5 or 6 or 8 senses, but commonly there are 5 ones. So and that's toucher, and that is called la peau. P-E-A-U, toucher. And then there's also the tactile. That's for the not only for knowing that we touch something, but also it's too hot or too cold. That's very interesting for allowing the body to know if it's too dangerous. So I'm going now to be back chat. Well, there are a lot of messages, so thank you so much. In French, merci beaucoup, which is thank you very much. And then pronounced with a V. Tell me the word, because I was talking about a lot of things. Was it about vision, voir, vue, or about another word? Let me know. So this is now the end of the 17th of March. 18th. And the 18th is about fromage, which could be in singular or in plural. So it's cheeses. I don't know, by the way, in English, if you are saying cheese for one or all the cheeses, but I would say, yeah, cheese. So thank you, Margaret. Vue, vision with a V. V, 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 V. And so, by the way, we are learning all the time. Do you know, by instance, the expression vavavoom? VAVAVOOM. Vavavoom. It's when you have the passion, like, ooh, I'm in the vavavoom. So we are learning all the days. Oui, which is a similar in pronunciation, the we, W-E. So OUI, yes, it's oui. And then that's the word to say yes. But there is also wir, which is an old verb, by the way, and we, OUIE, which is the sense, which is synonym to audition. And so going to fromage, donc FROMAGES or GE. De nada, amiga. So going now to check this. And probably I was à court d'idées. I was really short about the ideas, but I was thinking, why not to talk about the cheeses or the cheese, fromage. So let me share again my screen, because I was getting asking AI to share me the cheese, because I might not. Yeah, so here I know already the camembert. I was eating some camembert today with honey, cheese with honey. That's amazing to celebrate today, because I had a great news. So here, I don't know all the cheeses, by the way, but here are some skills, and feel free to discover, to type in Brave AI, like search.brave.com, anything, and then you click to the little AI thing that is just aside the search bar, and then you have the different type of cheese. So abondance in English. I'm not going to describe all the 30 cheese, because I don't have enough time, but I will tell you when I know, because this one, abondance, I don't know. Then baba au rhum, say more, it's a dessert, not a cheese, by the way. Baba au rhum, dessert cheese, so not a really typical cheese. Appenzeller, I don't know really. Yeah, it's very interesting. We are learning all the days. And then brie, I was not knowing the brie de Meaux, but I was knowing the brie, which is a kind of brie cheese, 7th century. So it's really interesting. Some are really old, by the way. Not the cheese itself, of course, but the type of cheese. Brie Melun, that's another type of brie. Then the one I was referring, Camembert, which is soft coarse milk cheese from Normandy. Normandy, D-I-E in French. And here in English is D-Y. Cantal, oui, dans le Cantal. That's another cheese, by the way. Then Cantal Fermier, which is Farm Cantal. Farmhouse. Cantal Languedocien, which is from the Languedoc. That's the region. Chabichou du Poitou, that once in a while, but I was not knowing. I wouldn't be able to quote it by Le Chaours, same. It's not so much known in my heart. Sorry. Comté, that's the most famous. And why? Because there was an advent and they was repeating Comté, 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 Comté. That's the part of the advertisement, by the way, the repetition. So that's why I remember. And then there is Epassogne. Yes, I know this name, but the Bourgogne. Well. Fourbert, not knowing this one. So welcome to the cheese world. I'm not knowing, by the way. Fourneau, not knowing this one. Gruyère, that's the most famous, by the way, with the holes, by the way, I think. But I might say blasphemous because I always never know if it's the one with the holes from Fribourg. So it's more like from Switzerland. Gruyère, interesting. Hilary, first time that I see that kind of, not so much the detail. La Guillotte, no, La Guiole, sorry, not knowing this the cheese. Livaro, neither. Morbier, neither. Munster, that's the most famous, the Munster. That's very also smelly, very odorant. Lots of odor. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's really interesting. Then Neuchâtel, that's from the region of Switzerland, but I was not knowing that the cheese was named like that. Ossoirati. Ah, yeah, I know it because it's also an advertisement. Ossoirati. Yeah, very interesting. And then Pélardon, I don't know this cheese. Pay, Pont-l'Évêque, yeah, I think so. Not so much. Roquefort, that's the most famous also. Really, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Roquefort, that's really amazing. In sector, I don't know this one, by the way. So these are 30. There are probably dozens and hundreds of other cheeses in France, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, wherever in the world, even in US. So I think. So let me know if you are knowing other cheeses and which you like the most. So I'm going back to my restream. This was the 17th. I don't have any comment. I don't have any question. Feel free to let me know. Even in the replay team, what are you about corps humain, the human body, on the 16th of March? Then the five senses. And by the way, the sixth one is equilibrium, which is équilibre, the way to bounce back to our body. And then we have still less than 15 minutes, so I'm rushing up. And then fromage, which is the cheese. So 19th is about lait, the milk. And I'm going also, sorry for the I'm going again to ask Brevet list me in French. I'm live, by the way. Let's say 12 types of milk that are veggies in French, translation in English, Italian. Let's have the full spectrum, by the way, to see if they are going to Yeah, so let's see. No, it was not like of veggie milk. Okay. Because we have to be careful about the prompting. Okay, so that's nice. And be able really soon to make a because it's not my joke, but I was really laughing about that. So I decided only 12, probably more, but already 12 is already amazing. So first, and I'm not going to pronounce all the languages because you will see them right up front, but I'm going to pronounce the equivalent in French so that you know about how do you pronounce it in French correctly. Let me check if there are any comments. I'm really happy to answer any question or go to any comment. So right now we are on the milk one. So here is the milk. So here it is. Okay, so the first one, and it's always le lait de. Le lait de, le lait de, yeah, le lait de, or le when there is a vocal. So here, I will say first le lait d'amande. So le lait, as it's a vocal, you might say le lait de amande, and I will understand you, but it's correct to say le lait d'amande because the rule says that when there is a consonant, whether it's a L apostrophe or D apostrophe, then the LE or LR or yeah, because amande is feminine, une amande. But then as it's a vocal, A could be also an H, then you say le lait d'amande. That's for the pronunciation, the fluid when you are pronouncing. The second one, le lait de soja. And really, soy milk. That's in Spanish, like soy oli, soy milk. That's my funny way, like soy milk. Et tout, et tout. So soy milk, lait de soja. Then le lait de riz. And notice also R-I-Z, riz. So you don't say in French riz, you say riz. Then le lait de noix de coco. So noix, which is nut, and coco, so coconut. Noix de coco. Then le lait d'avoine. Same rule. D apostrophe plus vocal. Le lait d'avoine, which is oat milk. Then le lait de noisette. Le lait de noix. Same with the pronunciation. You don't say noix, you say noix. N-O-I-X. Noix. Then le lait de pistache. That's not a famous one. I never seen a pistachio milk in any shop. So it's really not a famous one, by the way. I was not knowing that. It's learning for me. Lait de macadamia. I'm also surprised because I've seen in oil of macadamia, but not milk. So I'm really also surprised. Not something that I've seen until now in the supermarket. Maybe it's also because it's rare. It's really rare. But it exists. Le lait de lin. Same. I've seen with the oil, but not with the milk. Le lait de châtaigne. Le lait de sésame. So aside that, there was milk, by the way. But yeah, so this is one. And of course, there is le lait animal, or le lait de chèvre, le lait de brebis. But yeah, I'm quoting that because these are also milk. Although I don't eat them, I don't drink them, but it's good to notice also. But my question was to AI the veggies one, so I was a bit like biased. But I would say also le lait animal, which is animal milk, le lait de vache, which is the cow milk, le lait de brebis, which is the brebis is like the lamb, I think. Uh, and then le lait de chèvre, which is the goat milk, I think. Um, But aside that, I don't see any other kind. That's it for the milk. And so we have still 10 minutes or so. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, whether you are watching live on the replay. I've seen Christopher, welcome, bienvenue, willkommen, dankeschön, hello, hello, hello. And so feel free also to catch the replay for checking the 16th March because 5 days in a row, 2 days, it was like jam packed. The 16th was about the human body, corps humain. The 17th was about the senses, le sens. The 18th was about the fromage, the cheese. The 19th was about le lait, the milk, what we were covering right now. And then the 20th is something that is really dear and dear into my heart because it's something that I would like also to ask you at the end. So in French, let me just check the voilà. So this special for the 20th, which is today, it's something that I difficult to ask, by the way. Demander de l'aide, which is asking for help. AIDE, which is help. Then there is also query about soutien. That's when you are the rules of support, by the way. And support could be not only the act of supporting, but also the sheet of paper, the paper support. But maybe it was more about asking for the asking for help, and so receiving support, recevoir du support. There is also soutien, which is soutenir, sostenere, which is uphold, I think, soutien. And then when it's really an emergency, une urgence, then you are saying au secours, secours, secourir, the verb secourir. When it's like, and then there is les secours or les urgences, which is the organism that are helping to the ambulancier, that are driving anyone to the hospital, the emergency. So les urgences, les secours. That's for the really something that is really urgent, vital from death. So demander de l'aide, demander des conseils aussi, asking advices. But here it's more about demander de l'aide. And I wonder, because I want to finir en beauté, to finish in beauty, that literally. What are in French terms about demander de l'aide? 12 of that. I'm really curious because I might miss something that AI might bring on. So here I'm going, yeah, it's really interesting. Oh, here I am going to share my screen again. Bear with me. And so I was asking AI what are the different terms of asking the lead. So here I have also the translation in English. So I will not translate you each of the list that I have. And there are some that I will not quote because it doesn't click to me, you know. But saying it doesn't click to me. But I would say like demander de l'aide, avoir besoin d'aide, chercher de l'aide, solliciter de l'aide, faire une demande d'aide, s'adresser à quelqu'un pour de l'aide, obtenir de l'aide, obtain, get, réclamer de l'aide, soutenir une demande d'aide when you are the one that is allowing to support a request. Yeah. Demande d'aide financière. That's when there is a financial aid request. S'orienter, that's where to go. And then se tourner, that's not famous. But I will say, sorry for the sound. What are the in French for asking for help? I'm really curious because I'm going to see in there what they are going about. Secours, aide, assistance. Yeah, so I think I will end with that because right now there's something that is really difficult for me, but I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask your help. I and some offerings. So my request will not be just for you to help me, but to engage in the offerings that I have for you. So my first offering is that I am groups of language support. These two groups are 16 weeks long. Of course, you can jump one. And these groups are already running since 2 weeks, but you can already have the recording and the resources for the weeks that you might have missed. And the first group is FIG, French Igniters Group. You know, I'm loving metaphors, by the way. I'm baking some pancakes and I love the metaphor like LA. Do you remember LAUGH? Love. So that's a language group of humans. So FIG is the French Igniters Group. So if you would like to learn, improve your French, whatever you are welcome to this group. And feel free to DM me to connect with me. And at some point, I was not prepared to bring my LinkedIn. But here is a way for booking a call. Here is my calendar for booking a call about you being a member of this group. Another group I'm running is the OLIG, which is funny because it's just the G, but it's other languages. OL, other languages, Natus group. And so I'm really fun about these kind of words. So if you are learning another language than French and you would like guidance, I'm happy to guide you in this adventure. So we are already having a group for 2 weeks, and miraculously all the members are decided to learn Spanish. And so there is already Adrian, Chris, and also Margaret. Of course, Margaret is already learning, knowing Spanish. So muy bien to have her in such a joy of way, Vincent. It is so funny, and all my sessions are run by joy, and that's why it matters really to elevate true languages. So FIG and then or LIG, other language united groups. if you are interested, feel free to book a call or DM me so that I can include joy and love into this group so that I can help you in French or other languages adventures. Of course, I don't speak Mandarin, Spanish, Arabic, Tagalog, Farsi, whatever, but I'm really a language. So I am going to anyway guide you to your language, even though it's not my native loving languages. So I can say in Turkish, teşekkür ederim, and I'm really happy to learn more. Merhaba, seviyorum, these kind of words in Turkish. Same with other languages. So that's my first offering. I offer you to be one of this group. You join both, but obviously you can also join French or the other one. Offering is that I have individual coaching, free to book me a call so that I can guide you in being the best guide possible for you to learn French, because French is my native 48 years, and also Dutch for more than 40 plus years. English is 40 years, but of course, anyone is speaking English, by the way. Italian since 17 years. So, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm not speaking natively Italian, but I can also. Individual coaching is my second offering. So, Christophe and Krista, thank you so much, dear Angel. I will say Dzień dobry, because you are having some Polish origins. Dzień dobry is hello in Polish, and then dziękuję, that's thank you. In learning these two words in Italy, more than 40, no, yeah, more than 14 years ago. Yeah, to Marta, a Polish, amazing Polish woman. Hey, Krista, comment vas-tu? How are you doing? So, my first offering was being part of my FIG or OLE group, French Uniters group, or other language uniter group. My second offering was to I invite you to be in individual coaching. So for that, you have also, if you want to be in the group or in the individual coaching, feel free to book. I still don't have my calendar anymore on track. But also you can find me on LinkedIn, by the way. Here is my LinkedIn, and here is my email address. So my second offering, individual. My third offering, my membership, love membership, that will be open in April, where I will bring extra value. I will going also to run a newsletter, a free newsletter and a paid newsletter will have extra excellent eggs content, Easter eggs content, aside my free newsletter. And you will also be part of my membership and have de facto a monthly free coaching session through your membership. That's my little gift for you. And so for that, feel free also to DM me, to send me an email, so that I can keep you in the loop. Be in the loop by sending me an emails and saying to me, I would like to be in your mailing list. I'm going to set up a structure and systems so that you can have amazing freebies and be part of my mailing list. Until now, just contact me and give me your email address so that I can bring you a mailing list. I'm going also to bring the mailing list in LinkedIn and to experiment. In April, there is the NAP no pat pomo. I don't know how to spell it, but it's about podcast challenges, like 40 days, 40 podcast episodes. I'm going to be wild in April. Woohoo! So that's really my news. Aside that, it's all because I have a lot of things. But the FIG or OLIG group, like FIG or LIG, French Igniters Group or other languages Igniters Group, individual coaching, that's the number 2 for people that would like individual guidance and more than a group, you know. And then there is also the newsletter, the paid and the free newsletter. And the paid newsletter is include or the love membership. That's my fourth offering. My fourth asking my third way for you to support me. And the fourth and last way, my friend, while I am giving value since many months, many years through almost daily videos, restream, LinkedIn audio session about friends, ways, is support me by pay me a coffee. If you would like to pay me a coffee, feel free to go to this URL with coffee.com/odyrix or scan the QR code so that you can support me by, and I will be extra delicious, incredible, formidable, grateful, reconnaissant. That's my share. So I am right now sending you much love, and tomorrow for the 21st of 21st of March. And feel free also in the comments, live or the replay team, to tell me which subject do you like to me to approach tomorrow or in the